If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Somebody asked me the other day if I've ever met anybody that's been successful at the nomadic lifestyle. But it really got me to thinking about success and failures. In 1999, I decided I wanted to start a consulting company. And so I did a lot of research trying to figure out how to start a company. And so by 2001, I'd started the company. And I kept the company going for 10 years. I feel like it was successful. One of the things that I had found out in my research was most consulting companies will fail within the first 6 months. So I told myself, okay, well, if I could be successful for longer than 6 months, if I can keep the business going for longer than 6 months, I will have beat the odds. Well, like I said, I kept it open for 10 years. But here's what I discovered about that statement. It wasn't so much whether the business would be successful or a failure. It will be, do you have the mindset to overcome whatever obstacles are going to happen in the first 6 months? And so when we talk about success of this lifestyle, if you have made it longer than 6 months, I'm going to say you've been successful. That you had the mental fortitude to overcome whatever obstacles that you were going to run into. But there are 3 major stepping stones to this lifestyle. And it kind of goes in with this 6-month figure. Because in the first 6 months, you're going to be just excited and full of energy and wanting to conquer everything. You're going to be on the move all the time. I remember that when I started this, I just wanted to go from one location to the next location, get some video footage and move on to the next one. And Carolyn said, wait a minute, whoa. No, we're going to slow down. We're going to stay the full 2 weeks. But even at that, I would stay the 2 weeks because that was the requirements that Carolyn gave me. And I would move on to the next state or beautiful location. Within the first 6 months, I was getting burned out. I mean, everything becomes a chore. And you're trying to convince yourself that it's still exciting. This is the key to the second 6 months. You're trying to convince yourself that it's all worth it. The thing is while you're telling yourself this, you're starting to slow down. You get up in the morning and think, man, it's raining. And I gotta go to the bathroom. And I gotta start the generator. And it's, kind of chilly, 50, 60 degrees, let's say. It became a misery type of thing. I really struggled with the idea that we were going to be able to continue. The thing is we ended up staying in Virginia within the 2 national forests, Thomas Jefferson National Forest and George Washington National Forest. We ended up staying in those 2 national forests for 8 weeks. You could stay in the campgrounds for 3 weeks at a time in those national forests. So there's where our big advantage came in, was the slowdown. Because we were getting tired about the same time that we were starting to slow down, and we were in a spot that we could slow down in. Well, then we made it down to South Carolina, and we kind of got a second wind in South Carolina because it was no longer cold. South Carolina was actually hot and humid. So when we came out of the mountains, it automatically got hot and humid, and it was just a big relief. It was like you were coming, I don't know if you've ever been inside a restaurant and you're just really cold, and then you go outside and it's like, oh, finally, it's like 90 degrees out. It was a big relief. But then we went back down to Florida, and it got cold again. It actually snowed in Florida last year. This was just, it was a constant boom, boom, boom. It was just one miserable thing after another. All the while, we're trying to convince ourselves that, we love this lifestyle still. Sometimes you always thought, is there a higher power trying to talk us out of this? We got into April here in Florida, and it started warming up. It was getting a little better, and somebody burned down our pop-up camper. And I will tell you, this was the defining moment on whether we would do this lifestyle or not. This was it. I looked over at Carolyn. We put the flames out. What happened was, when we returned from town, we were at the ranger's office, actually. The camper had burned completely down. I mean, there was barely anything left of it. But there were still some flames, just, sporadic flames. So So we took water out of the creek and we put the remainder flames out with the half buckets. We had buckets half full of water. Well, they melted down to the water level. So we're trying to put these flames out. And so we got back in the truck. We're going to head off to a hotel to figure out what we were going to do. And I looked over at Carolyn and I said, do you want to continue this lifestyle? And she said, why not? And I think for me, that was the moment where I realized, okay, we can overcome anything. And so we built the truck camper. Everything got easier. I mean, it was just, I don't understand it. Like I said earlier, I think a higher power was telling us, the pop-up camper just wasn't going to work for you. We had a break-in period in the grasslands in South Dakota that was a little bit trying for us. We got stuck there. It rained for like 3 days straight, and we couldn't move the truck for 2 weeks. I mean, the ground was just so soft. Everybody was getting stuck trying to come in and out of there. And so we just stayed put. We didn't move because we didn't want to have to get a tow truck, and we just waited for it to dry out. Well, that was kind of challenging because the limiting factor, of course, was water. So we collected the rainwater, filled up all our buckets, and we made it. Then you get into the third stage where it's just life. And you get to enjoy the beauty of the area that you're in, and you just go slow. Of course, it doesn't make for great YouTube videos. I've showed you this for 2 weeks now. So no, it doesn't make great YouTube videos, but it does make for a really nice life. But it's just life. It's not exciting. It's not this thrill ride that I think a lot of people think they're going to be on. And you're going to wake up to a beautiful sunrise every morning, and you're going to go to sleep with a beautiful sunset every evening. No, a lot of days it just rains. A lot of days it's cloudy like this. This morning you couldn't even see the water. You couldn't even see the end of that pier because it was so foggy. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy